How's it going, YouTube? Dr. V here once again, bringing you our Week 2 matchup. Now, this week is a very important week for us. We are up against CJ and the Baltimore Orioulus for our first divisional matchup. Now, we both run our first round match, so we're both 1-0 currently. And if you saw my team builder, you saw why I'm bringing the mons that I'm bringing this week. So, hopefully they can match up pretty well against CJ. So. Yeah, let's get started with this. Alright, so we can see here from the team preview, he's bringing his Tornadus? Yeah. Tornadus, Sylveon, which, if you saw the team preview, I was completely dreading this thing, so yeah. His Mesprit, Volcarona, which actually really surprised me that he brought, since I have two bulky water types that can deal with it fairly easily. His Salamence and his Breloom. Alright, so yeah, let's get started with this. Again, I did bring my Landorus, Entei, Vaporeon, Espeon, Weavile, and my Blastoise. Yeah. Alright, so I'll do it out with my Landorus. I figure this thing can probably hit anything pretty hard on his team, as he leads out with his Breloom. So not our best matchup, but he does withdraw this turn, so, and I do go for the U-turn just to get out of there. I'm not sure what Breloom wants to do, but I just did not want to deal with it. Now, this was actually a really good move on my part to just completely use a U-turn here. Because it knocked down his Mesprit down to the point where I could easily knock it out with a knockoff from Weavile. Even no matter what item it had, it was not going to live a knockout at this point. So here I do just go straight into Weavile, or Darth Raven or Weavile, and just go straight for the knockoff. And we do see that he is carrying the Clover Berry, but it's not going to do enough to the point where he can live a hit. So we're starting off good with a 1-0 right now, but we do reveal that we are in fact Life Orb, and he goes into the Volcarona, so I'm gonna pause it really quick. I have no idea what this Volcarona set is. I really didn't prep for it because I thought there's no way he was gonna bring it, so I'm not sure what he wants to do, but a Bug Buzz would hurt. I don't want Weavile getting Willowed or Flame Bodied, or I just don't want anything to happen to Weavile, really. Like, Weavile can pretty much be a game changer at any point, and so yeah, this thing really scared me that he went out into it, but I decided just to switch into Darth Gravit or Vaporeon here, and he does go for the Will-O-Wisp, which he misses. We are carrying the Heal Bell, so it wasn't going to be too much of a factor, as he goes out into Candy the Sylveon, as I'm just going to go for Scalds here, and we don't get the burn, so it's alright. It does a decent amount of damage, not enough really, so I'm going to make a pretty bold play here and switch out into Darth Cognis or Mega Blastoise, since it is carrying the Flash Cannon. He actually goes for the Reflect. Now, this was a bold play on my part, because if he had gone for a Hyper Voice or something, this would have been a dead Mega Blastoise in 2 hits, really. I did not make this. It's not really on the bulky for the special side, so yeah, we can see here, Flash Cannon's gonna do a pretty decent amount to it. Yeah, if he hadn't had the leftovers, it would have been a 2-hit KO, but the leftovers are going to make it so that we cannot take this out on the next turn, and he does reveal the Wish that he's carrying there, so yeah. Yeah, the leftovers gave it enough to where it would live, and it now goes for a Calm Mind, which is not good for us if we let this thing set up. Luckily we are carrying the Poison Jab and the Iron Head on, or I mean Iron Tail and then Iron Head on Entei, which would be able to take this thing out. And I just go for Scald to try to get the burn here, honestly. Like, I want to get the burn, and it just does not happen. So, yeah, the burn would really help us with just a little bit, taking out the leftovers pretty much. And I decided to try one more time for it, and nothing. So now he goes for a hyper voice, and yeah, it's easily a 2-hit KO on this. I think at +1 or at regular it might have been a 3-hit KO, but either way this Blastoise could have been damaged fairly easily. I go for Scald to once more, and I actually get a crit instead of the burn this time. So that actually plays a pretty decent part, since he decided to go for another Reflect instead of a Wish or a Calm Mind there. Yeah, that crit actually really did matter here. Like, I did have some other things to deal with it, but it lowered it to the point where anything else really would have taken it out. And yeah, so here I'm just gonna go into my Espeon. There's Darth Ramage of the Espeon. I gotta learn to call him, but yeah, I go for a Side Shock to hit it on the physical side. I figured it would probably take this thing out, and it does, so we're sitting in a good spot here. As he goes out into Tenzin the Tornadus, and he U-turns out of here, which is really bad for us actually. Our Assault Vest that we had on this thing is pretty much useless. And yeah, he goes out into the Volcarona again, which again I have no idea what to do. As I go for the Hidden Power, I feel like at this point he is expecting that it's Hidden Power Ice, and I have nothing to hit this Volcarona with Espeon, and there's really no point in preserving it at this point in the match, so I just went straight for a Side Shock, expecting him to try to take this out, but he switched out into Salamence. Now, he switches out again, probably to test out if we are actually carrying the Hidden Power Ice, which at this point it should be revealed that we are carrying Hidden Power Ice. So yeah, he's probably not going to switch out again, and I just go straight for the Side Shocks. As he reveals the Roost, which I'm not terribly happy with. This thing is pretty much back up to full health, as I go for a Shadow Ball to try to get the special defense drop, and I do get it, so that's good for us, as he goes for the Flamethrower. From this range, it's obviously going to take us out. Maybe if we had had a bit more health, we could have lived another one, but it wouldn't have mattered overall. And here we're going to Darth Bane our Landorus. Now, here I just decided I wanted to try to take things out, and I went for the Rock Slide, which he switched out to his Shumanchu, Breloom, and it does relatively little damage. And I'm going to pause it right here, as you can see that he went for Spore. Now, here at this point, I took a little bit, I was like, wait, what's going on? Why did this thing outspeed us? What's going on? I'm not sure. But I decided to stay in because I didn't want to leave this thing asleep. And so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for a Rock Slide. I honestly it didn't occur to me until later that it was actually Choice Scarfed. But he switches on to Salamence and gets the Intimidated Drop. Luckily, we get the first turn Wake Up now. I'm gonna pause it again really quick. So this is really important to us. This first turn Awakening and going for a Rock Slide, it let us go for the Rock Slide, which he revealed that he was carrying the berry for rocks on Salamence, and you can see from the damage that it does very little. Shardy Berry, that's what it's called. I'm gonna pause it again. Yeah, so that first turn Wake Up is huge for us. I don't think another Rock Slide at this point would have taken it out. I felt really uncomfortable here, just going for another Rock Slide, so I do withdraw and go into Darth Gravitar Vaporeon, because at this point I haven't revealed yet the Icy Wind on this thing, so it can do some damage at this point still. As he does withdraw, as he goes into Amaterasu, or his Volcarona. Here I do reveal the Icy Wind, but it really doesn't matter at this point. I can take this thing out with 2 Scalds. But, so yeah. 1 Scald almost takes it out. If I had had a little more investment in this, it would have taken it out, but it's okay. He goes for Giga Drain. It's non-stab. I'm specially defensive. I'm okay with this. So yeah, I just go for Scald again. I think he realized at that point that Volcarona was going to go down, so he didn't switch out anymore. And yeah, it allows me to go for a free Scald and recover a bit more HP, which is good. As he goes out into Shroomanchu again. Now, he withdraws again as I just go for another Icy Wind here. And because Icy Wind is going to hit the rest of his team super effective damage, like nothing wants to take an Icy or Ice type moves here. And we can see from the damage, it's going to be a 3-hit KO on this thing. As he goes for a Hurricane. He actually misses it, but it's okay because I missed this Icy Wind as well, so we're sitting at a good spot. He goes for the Hurricane again and does connect this time. As yeah, and we see that it is actually a Life Orb set, but we go for the Icy Wind again. Now at this point it doesn't take him out, unfortunately, but his speed has dropped to the point where another Icy Wind will take it out, and I think here he was trying to preserve some more damage, or some more of his mons, and he goes out into Blackhawk the Salamence. But I'm just gonna keep going for Icy Winds. There's literally no point in me not going for it here, as it's an obvious 2-hit KO on this thing, and we already saw that it's not Choice Scarfed, so we are gonna outspeed it after 1, which is actually really good for us. So Vaporeon here picking up 2 kills, providing pretty much the killing blow to here. Like, there's really not much that CJ can do at this point. So yeah, he goes on to Shroomanchu again. Now here he goes for the Spore one more time, and here I actually did realize that he was indeed Choice Scarfed. Like, it hadn't hit me for a little bit until now that he was Choice Scarfed, and I was like, you know what? He has to switch out now, so I'm just gonna switch out myself. And he does withdraw and goes into Tenzin the Tornadus, as I withdraw and I go into Darth Revan our Weavile. Just because even if he wants to switch out and get some more health on this thing, a nice shard might take out that. I don't think it'll take out the Breloom, but it'll weaken it to the point where other things can. But he does stay in the. Yeah, as he goes out into Shroomanchu now. Here I was a little bit smarter and decided to try to preserve my differential a little bit. If I was actually being really smart, I would have switched out into Entei and taken this thing out with a Sacred Fire, since Entei could easily have lived 2 Mach Punches, but I switched down to Darth Gravit and he was still asleep and unfortunately did not wake up this time around, so yeah. So he hasn't woken up and he's just gonna keep going for Mach Punch since he's locked into them, and that's the end of our Vaporeon, unfortunately. So that was a stupid play on my part. I could have played that much better. And here I just figured Landorus could get another kill. Why not? Mach Punch wasn't going to be able to take us out unless he got like the mega of all crits. But yeah, we can see here it's good game to CJ. Definitely made some moves that really sealed the game for me. That first turn wake up was really unfortunate for him, as was the crit on the Sylveon, but I did have other ways to deal with those mons that I took out. So it was a good battle. I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we do have to face CJ again, so I'm expecting yet another tough challenge from him next time around. So yeah, fun parts about being in the division. So Until next time, guys, later.